Okay, Restream has got magic coming through.
I just want to throw out there, mate. Your anti-glare shielding is just getting lower and lower and lower
I
every
know.
single time. And you're getting lower and lower too. Are you shrinking in your old age or what?
Yes, I am. Okay,
Okay.
I'm sure it's it had to happen at some point. Give it another month or so, I'll be below 4 foot.
Mate. Excellent. Think about the money you'll save on clothes. I know kids' clothes are really expensive
Yeah,
these days.
exactly. Yeah. I've got to get specialist sizes and stuff. That's always going to be more expensive, isn't it?
So
So,
it's always
how
something.
about you? Are you shrinking or getting taller?
Well, I can't be sure because every time I look at my kids, they're getting taller. But my headset gave me a measurement the other day. I was like, bollocks, is that right? There's no way that's right.
Like your headset gave you a measurement.
Yeah, so I was playing a VR game the other day, and it tells you how tall you are from floor up. So then you'll know what stuff you can use for cover, and it bases it on how high the headset is off the floor. It's just an auto measurement as the headset's calibrated. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm expecting 5'9" ish, And I was like, oh yeah, by the way, you're 6 foot, and I was like, fuck off of my 6 foot. Are you stoned? That makes my youngest son 6'4" plus. Youngest son, eldest son 6'4" plus.
I won't lie, Skazz. I think the fact that I'm a bit tired, but I completely misinterpreted what you meant when you said you've got a headset measurement. I thought it measured like the circumference of your head.
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's like was that measured at 6 foot?
Yeah, I've got a massive head.
Oh dear,
Mate, that's how you really tired.
Yeah, I'm very tired. Can you tell?
Just a little bit. I'm expecting the insanity to come from you this time, not me. So
this is I was it was I was up about sort of 6:30, go to the farm, and as I said to you earlier, I got back here at 9:15. It's been a full on.
he means
day.
quarter to 9 in the evening. No, he got there at 6:30 and then left for breakfast and never went back.
Yeah, so it's been a little. So what that? I would have got there about 7:30. So yeah, about 14 hours. So it's been a long day.
And it's been trying to snow over here too, just so people know what fun Ram has been going through.
Well, we haven't had any.
And you?
No, they had less snow normally because they're in the North Sea, so they get a lot. Not North Sea, on the North Coast, so they get a lot more cold weather up there generally. So it's usually whatever we get is usually a lot worse up there. Inverse this time, we had snow on the ground, on the cars today. Nothing up there. A little bit on the roofs, and that was it.
You know those like films where you have the circle opens up in the cloud and God shines down a light?
Yeah.
Like that's the vision I just had for the farm. Like there was no snow, no nothing. Like crystal clear.
It was beautiful clear skies. I'll tell you my blonde moment this morning. Got in my car, turned on no ice on the windscreen, but snow. So I put on the demister because I thought that'll clear it quickly. I'm sitting there. 10 minutes go by, and I was like, this is really not clearing very well. This is not doing any time at all, so it should be done by now. I looked down, I had it set to 17 degrees. So it was just blowing cold air basically at the windscreen.
Good job, man.
So I turned up to like 24, and all of a sudden, like magic, it just went thump.
And you're like, that's it.
Yeah,
User error.
Today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a good day. But it was a good day. We loaded up pigs. We unbroke the trailer. Don't say I broke the trailer.
You broke the trailer? I know you tried to kill yourself like 2 weeks ago.
Right. Okay. I didn't actually technically break the trailer, but it broke when I was using it.
He didn't technically break the trailer.
No,
because technically break it.
So on a trailer, for those of you who don't know, because not everybody's used a trailer, you have what they call a jockey wheel, which is the little wheel that's at the front that the trailer rests on when you're not using it. And that wheel is held by usually the simplest method is a little handle that's on a thread, and it basically winds in and friction holds it in place. And when you hitch onto a car, you undo the handle and lift the jockey wheel up and then screw it back in again. Off you go. Righty side, lefty, do the whole thing. So our jockey wheel on the trailer, and ours is like different because ours actually got ribs on it, which is really good because it means that when the handles it, you have to get it like super tight. If it's in enough, it catches the ribs, it won't go anywhere. Whereas most, literally just bare metal life on friction, you have to get them in really tight. So the other week I was up there and I was tapping it with the hat. I was trying to get it undone, and it's a bit stiff and not unusual. They usually are stiff, and normally what you do is you tap them with a hammer. Normally when you tighten them up, you tap them with a hammer a couple of times, just lock them in place, and then use the hammer to untighten them. So I'm hitting this hammer. It's like, God, this is really stiff. It's barely moving. So I'm tapping it away and eventually get it off. Get it on. I say to the boss, that's really stiff. Normally, you tap it a couple of times, it's loose, and you can then do it by hand. And vice versa. You do it by hand and tap it a couple of times and lock it in place. I had to tap it like nearly all the way around twice to get it to undo. I said, there's so wrong with that thing. I said, it's getting a bit stiff. So that was fine. So last week, I'll go hitch on with the trailer. I lower onto the car, hitch on, start to hit the handle, it starts to rotate very slowly. I think, all this again, yeah, as is. I go about half around, and all of a sudden it just goes really easily. I thought, I've hit the right spot, and then it falls off. And what happened was the bolt had sheared in half, and which meant that there's a little nub of metal that's now buried deep in the leads of the trailer, where the bolt's sheared off, so it's flush. And you can access it through like a small hole, which is like 2.5 centimeters wide.
Ram is doing the universal sign for a woman saying someone's got no dick.
In my case, it's that.
I was about to make the same joke, but for me.
So I was like, this ain't good. So I take the handle and I walk up to the boss and say, I've had an issue with the trailer. And he goes, what? I hand him the handle. He goes, oh, you fucking idiot. It's like, not my fault. Don't worry. Fine. So we had to then try to drill it out. That went well. Because also it's hardened steel. So the first duplets we had blunted immediately, like trying to drill it. So we went and bought another drill bit that was like a tungsten carbine, super duper diamonds cut through, like
probably cost you more than the trailer.
It's the drill bit equivalent of the diamond axe in Minecraft. It's that sort of thing. Or diamond pickaxe. And so we put it in, and we decided to use an SDS drill to do it, which are like the uber powerful drills. What you usually go into like sort of hardened concrete. They're really powerful. So boss is using the SDS drill. He's drilling away. And at one point, he lets go of his grip slide. The whole drill spins around and smashes him on the head. Cuts his head open. Yep. And he ends up with a mild concussion. As I say, they've got a lot of power. At that point, we decided to call it quits for the day.
Good call.
So the trailer remained defeated. And then this week, we finally finished off and drilled out. But we can't use the jockey wheel at the moment because the hole it was there has been drilled through, so it doesn't exist anymore.
They managed to finish it off. They walked up to the trailer with a shotgun and put it down.
Yeah, so we need it. He's taking a pig on Monday, so we need the trailer. So the trailer's got no jockey wheel, which is fine. You can do without jockey wheel, actually, because you use a jack or something to lift it off, and then just put a block underneath to hold it in place, and you can make do. It's not the end of the world, but it's very annoying.
Yeah, sure.
Not having a jockey wheel because it's so much hard. It's a lot quicker with a jockey wheel than it is with a jack. You have a and you can wind it up and down. It just takes a few seconds, whereas a jack is slow. But anyway, so that was that. What else?
Remember, health and safety first, mate. No cutting corners.
They were very impressed by health and safety because whenever it comes to something heavy that can fall, I take a lot of precautions. So this trailer had its handbrake on, it had chocks underneath all its wheels, had actual stands underneath it, and had the pump that I was used to lift it up was underneath it as well as a fifth. It had 5 points of support holding that trailer in place and up.
See, and then to make sure that you were extra safe, you then got someone else to do the rest of the job, right?
Well, yeah, of course. But I would have trusted that trailer. I would have trusted it. I would have been underneath it if I needed to. I trusted what I'd done because I basically gave it a good kick to see if it moved.
the universal sign.
Yeah,
is it stable? I'll just boot it and see how it goes.
You laugh. That is a thing that most mechanics will say to do. Is if you've got a vehicle up on axle stands, give it either body slam it or give it a good kick to see if it moves. If it doesn't move,
You're good.
you're good because not much else can hit it harder than what you've just done it. So go for it.
And that's when your entire staff give it a shove as you're underneath it.
Yeah. Or someone versus into it.
Yeah.
So it's that. The Ram got out. The Ram that remember I told you about the Defiant Ram who had a hissy fit being put into his pen.
Yes.
Yeah, he broke out today. He jumped out of his pen, and so I went and got said Ram back in his pen by throwing a bit of sugar beet in there, which he loves. And I did not expect it to work. I threw a bit of sugar beet in the pen. He walked straight in.
Oh, there you go.
I was not expecting that. I literally threw it in there as a joke, and it went and it worked. And
He's like, "Oh, mate, what's this?"
and I was talking to the farmer's wife who was helping at the time, and she was like, I said, I did not expect that to work. I really didn't. That lasted 10 minutes before he jumped out again. So we eventually managed to get him back in. Not before he had decided to go visit the house and go into the house all the way through to the bathroom. To get him back out of said house. That was
As you do.
exciting. As you do. I said to him, perhaps he's a bit lonely. Because he's all by himself. That's a bit lonely. So there was where the girl sheep are who are due to give birth. There's another little little castrated lamb in there, who's like he gets a little bit bullied in there and so forth. I said, why don't we take him across and put him with the ram, and the ram will have a bit of companionship. So we take the ram across, put it into the ram, and then discovers that the ram isn't barring because he's lonely. He's barring because he's horny. And this poor ram, and he basically looks at this little lamb and says, "This little, I say ram now. It's a full-grown sheep. We just call it ram now because it's one we kept from last year. But it's a full-grown sheep." And the ram looks at the sheep and go, "You look like a lady." The sheep's going, "I'm not a lady." He says, "You look like one though." And then start chasing him around the pen.
Fantastic. And then you were like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. I think at this point we just all looked at the sheep and said, "Just stand there and think of England." Just keep it distracted to us. I don't judge.
Rather you than me, son.
Exactly. I don't judge. You.
At least you guys are of the same species.
Yeah, you just do what comes naturally to you. So
give up.
Well, yeah, it's a sheep for you. So. But yeah, we got the sheep done. So yeah, after that, all exciting, all done. Brilliant. Yay.
Fantastic.
Yay. And yeah, what else exciting has happened today? No, I think that's about it.
Good.
But I have finally convinced them, though, we are going to try and start Farm YouTube channel.
All right.
So I've ordered some new batteries for my GoPro, because my batteries for my GoPro are dead. And I'm going to fit it to a baseball cap. And I'm going to film my day.
Oh,
Yes, and then edit it together.
You're going to become an agriculture YouTuber.
Agrituber.
An agrituber. Oh my.
Yeah. There's a few about.
And there'll be a the banner will be you, but the background will be cut out, and you'll have the the bold and white outline going around your image, and then a background with all sheep and that on it, and farm equipment, and that's good. Yeah, I can see it now. It's gonna be great.
Have you been looking at my Photoshop files?
Yes.
Damn it! I knew he'd hacked my system again.
Well, look, I can't get my own system to work, so
he borrows mine.
Yeah. I just remote in. I'm like, oh man, this is what a PC that actually works is like, is it? Wow.
Are you doing full-on Hollywood hacking when you get to my PC? Do you get the keyboard just slam it randomly?
Yeah. And I make sure there's like random terminals up and shit pops up just randomly. Yeah. And I never once go anywhere like near, any of the important keys. Sometimes I'll occasionally bash the mouse like that'll actually do anything. I'll look over to another screen that has more windows on it, but I won't do anything to move over.
And you must but you can only ever hack in a darkened room
with my hoodie.
With your hoodie on, yeah, and the only light is the computer screen.
Well, yeah, that's my normal setup. I only turn on a light in here because we're doing a podcast. I mean, I'd like to have more screens here. I've only got 3.
Well, what were you slacking?
I know. I miss my old hacker cave in the garage when I had shite tons of them.
Yeah, your whole wall should be covered in screens.
One day. One day.
One day.
One day.
One. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the exciting days, and somehow that translated to 14 hours.
Fantastic. Well, you know, good job. You managed to make paying you worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
You earned your keep.
I earned my keep today. Yes, I did.
Good job.
Good.
Proud
job.
of you.
So, cool. So, apart from PC clamps, have you had anything else exciting going on? No, is the answer by the sounds of that then.
No, Ram.
No.
I'm getting aggro with all of the hardware in my fucking house again. Can I go, like, just give me a couple of days where something doesn't just fail or start to do something wrong. Just get in the fucking bin, alright? Just stop.
Oh. One day, Skazz, it'll work.
Now I've just got these random didn't. Fucking no, it's only the eject sound. It's only the eject sound. Not the eject and reconnect. Fucking USB devices keep disconnecting from my computer. I don't know which ones. The only ones that have visibly disconnected at any point in time was my keyboard and mouse, like last night, and I was like, aha! I will update the BIOS on my board.
Does it not tell you which USB device is disconnecting the event logger?
No, I don't think that's done by default. Isn't USB login something you have to enable?
Might be. Because I know event log records a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, it does, but I don't think USB ejecting
up.
is a default thing.
Might be worth a look.
Yeah, or I could just kick the shit out of the computer and just be done with it.
I would look in the event logger.
Yeah, maybe because.
Plus, you get potential sysadmin then.
Oh mate, I've had enough of doing all that.
But
I can't.
No, you get to live the fantasy life.
No, I've had enough. Look, I do enough tech support for other people. I don't want to deal with my own shit too. Which actually makes me wonder. I have all this trouble, yet people still ask me for help. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, and because you know something about computers, you must know everything about every form of technology ever made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a phone call. I had a phone call today. My sister's car broke down.
Yeah.
As it does. I got a phone call, and she goes, "Oh, I'm trying to do the green flag, breakdown service to come rescue me. I'm on the website. I need to tell him like share my location with him, but it says I can't share because my location tracking is switched off. I need to switch location tracking on for my browser one. How do I do that?" I said, "At the time you've called me, you could literally just go on your phone and Googled how to enable location tracking on iPhone browser." She goes, "But you're my Google," is what her response was.
Wow.
I said, "What do you think I'm now about to do?"
So you Google it to relay it back to her.
Yeah, and then I start typing it in. Oh, he's turned up.
Oh,
so it wasn't that hard to find, obviously. But I thought, this is just my life. But I tell you what, the secret of tech people is we know how to use Google.
Yeah.
That's basically it. We can Google stuff.
Even when people have got degrees, even when you're working in big business, working on big business code, you're still using your best mate Google for the occasional, like, hey mate, what the fuck is that? Oh.
Yeah. And you'll find the answer to some random IT question. And it's always something and there's always something weird, like, oh yeah, my monitor kept crashing. Oh yeah, turns out it's like the wrong type of mouse mat. Yeah. It's always something like that, isn't it? It's always something weird.
It's like, how does that even relate?
And you want to say to the person, what path of things happened that made you even consider trying that?
Then you go, my PC, things keep ejecting from my PC. Nothing visibly disconnects. Just nothing happens. Any ideas, guys? What brand of fridge you got?
Oh, such as that's because I'll explain it. That fridge is known to cause vibrations through the power cable,
That's
which
it.
travel down through your house wiring into your PC.
Well,
It's a known.
did you
It's a
know
very
that USB ports resonate at whatever frequency? Well, this fridge is known
Yeah.
to operate at the same frequency.
Just that fridge. Nervous. It's a very common issue. You should know this by now. It's a very common issue. Yeah. It's like everything's a fucking common issue. It's like Land Rover, right? If you had any fault of your Land Rover, if you Googled it and got a form up, the first response would be, "Oh yes, this is a common issue." Everything was a fucking common issue.
Yeah, sure it is.
Yeah, it's like, why is it? If everything's a common issue, they're just issues. There's no scale here anymore. It's an issue. No, what's a rare issue?
Well, a rare issue is one they've never logged before.
Yeah, but look, it's just insanity. It was like I just can't believe people. I just can't believe it, and just how people find shit out by randomly doing things.
Yeah, but then the question is though, is that really the thing that fixed it, or the 50 things they tried beforehand combo together in some random way that made shit happen?
Yeah.
Good times.
It's just good times. Good times.
I hate computers.
Oh, poor
Fucking
Buddha.
hate computers. And I looked, and to build a computer that I'd be remotely pleased with afterwards would only cost me, I don't know, £4,000. So I'm sat there going, well, £4,000.
House deposit or computer?
Computer, that's no question.
Well, yeah.
What a silly question.
Yeah. Ian comes to say, I've been looking at some nice properties today. No,
No,
no more.
no, not today. In fairness, a property did come up that we wanted, and we couldn't afford it. It's another one like the Fortress, but not a fortress.
Oh, what was it?
It's an old school.
Oh, cool.
You know Fen Park Primary?
I've heard of that, yeah, actually. Yes.
Yeah, so it's down in Kirkley. Really nice old building, swimming pool, big playground. I went to that school. Really nice place, really big hall and all that. And I think it's going up for like 190 to start. 190k to start. Yeah, that won't go for 190. No way will it go for 190. You know, but oh mate, if I could, I'd have that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I have fond memories of that place. Believe it or not, considering it's a school.
There's a pub near me that the farm I have. It's shut down, but it's still there. And every time I go past, I think that'd be such a great game studio. It's got it's so open plan, so you have like it'd be ideal.
Oh mate, me and Inky had the same groove years ago. Do you remember the Morning Star pub?
Yes.
Just down the road from London Road Baptist.
Yeah.
So the Morning Star is where me and Inky technically had our first date. And, or basically when I was trolling all of her friends, but that pub shut down, and for years it just sat empty. And I was like, you know what, one day I'd love to buy that. And then a bunch of squatters got in and like robbed all the copper out of it, all the piping and that for it and that. And so, that'll go. They've ruined the inside of the bar, but it would, you would get a good deal on that now. You get a good deal on that now. Some bastard took it, reworked it into a house, and I think it sold for about 2 million.
Yeah, believe it.
And I was gutted. I'd have loved that place. Absolutely loved that place. Every place I like, guaranteed it's going to be worth some cash. If it's technology I like, guaranteed it's going to be shit.
That's all right. Just need to sort of like become an Amish. So I think that's the answer you need, Skazz.
Maybe.
Well, actually, we'll use technology if it's efficient. So
isn't there an Amish chap who uses he's a carpenter.
Yeah.
And he sells basically like handmade kitchens and all that.
Yeah.
But he stopped to be able to do the orders. He ended up having. He said like he'd go and use. He uses power drills and stuff now just to be able to keep up.
Basically, the policy isn't we don't have technology. It's if we don't need it, we don't use it. But if it helps and like makes the job easier to do and quicker to do, we'll use it.
Mm-hmm.
So power tools and stuff are fine, but if you don't like a mobile phone isn't necessary.
No. Oh mate, you be careful how you say that. You're going to trigger people. Oh, I've been told I'm not allowed to say trigger anymore because that triggers people.
Oh well, trigger.
Woohoo! Click, click.
I mean, I had someone. I saw someone at work was discussing this. She said, "Oh, I couldn't believe it. My friend, he went out. He forgot his mobile. I didn't know where they were all day long. I was really worried about it." I said, 30 years ago, people didn't have mobile phones and they survived.
Oh, mate.
They didn't have a form of communication. If you're lucky, they call you from a payphone.
Mm-hmm. They're like, what's that?
Yeah. Or you'd have to call their friend's house to try and find out where they were. If you wanted to find out where they are. So, and strange enough, people didn't disappear left, right, and centre.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I swear, Inky found a TikTok the other day. I think it was a TikTok or a Facebook thing or whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm not cool. I have no idea what the fuck all this stuff is. It's one of those videos that's shot the wrong way. And it's this young woman going, do you know what would be like a really good idea? Like a really good idea that I think every home should have? Like a phone for the whole family that never leaves the home. I was like, this has got to be satire. She can't be serious like here. Like she actually thinks, and all these people are like, yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I was like, this has got to be a joke. People do realize that thing has existed for like ever.
You can still fucking buy them.
It's called a landline phone. And this look, a bloke replies to it and he goes, wow, now I'm really showing my age. Like that's crazy how the most of you guys have grown up in homes without those. They're called landline phones. For a lot of us, it's the same connection that our internet comes in on.
Yeah. There was a video somewhere. I'll have to try and find it for you. It's these two guys. It's in the States. There's two guys. There's two youngsters, sort of 18, 19. And the guys put a rotary dial phone in front of him. And he goes, "Your task is to ring this number," and he hands him the number and leaves them to it, trying to figure out how to use a rotary dial phone. It is so funny because they keep. What was it? There's something weird they keep doing. They keep picking. There's something weird they keep doing, which is what you do on a mobile. Wouldn't do on a phone like that. What was it? Oh, it was really bizarre how there's only what they kept putting up the phone. They were just ages trying to figure, and eventually they figured out how to spin it.
Yeah.
But then they couldn't trig. What do you do once you've done it once? What do you do then? It was so funny watching them, and they gave it their best. To be fair to them, I think they eventually need to work out how to do it, but it was quite funny.
Bless.
Yeah. But,
oh mate.
I'll try and find that video. If I find it, I'll put it in the show notes. If I can find it.
I feel so old. But in fairness to them, most homes don't have landlines set up anymore.
Well, no.
My kids haven't seen a landline phone since they were like 4 years old.
Well, I've just obviously moved to a property and I'm not having a landline. Why do I need one?
Yeah, for sure.
I said, "Oh, you don't want to get like a normal phone?" I said, "A normal phone? I haven't used a normal phone."
Sarcastic air quotes, normal phone.
Yeah. I said, the only time I've ever touched a normal phone is to answer it in our current house. That's because people from the church who don't know what mobile phones are still ring home phone numbers.
Because the mobile phone is the devil.
Yeah. So I don't need a normal phone. I've got a mobile. What would I need a normal phone? A normal phone for?
A tethered phone.
Yeah, a phone I can't take with me.
Oh mate, I think I'd love to go back to those days. Sometimes.
Yeah, there are times where sometimes I do think, wouldn't it just be nice just to live in a cabin in the woods, and all you do is you spend your days are basically consist of chopping a bit of wood down for the fire,
Mm.
perhaps doing a little bit of like hunting and foraging and so forth, and just sort of like making your own bread and doing stuff and so forth. And I think, wouldn't that be nice just to sort of like live a simple life? And then you realize, no, it sounds simple, but it's a fucking lot of work.
But at least then you don't have to worry about piling on the pounds because you're doing all the work.
Yeah, true. All's well until you break a leg and there's no one to ring. You ain't got a normal phone to ring them and say, I've broken a leg. Can you send help?
It's like, oh no, who do I call to help me?
Yeah,
oh well,
yeah.
that's gonna go gangrene.
Yeah, I got rid of my mobile phone. Oh well, I'm guessing I'm gonna get an infection and die because I ain't got any antibiotics.
I've played enough Green Hell to know how this works.
Yeah, and this time I don't respawn.
What is the respawn timer on existence these days? There is no respawn counter. What?
There might be. It just might delete the previous save. We don't know.
Mate. Actually, that probably wouldn't be that bad of a thing, to be fair. Not that I'm saying anything,
Yeah. You get to the pearly gates and it says, like, enter a coin to continue.
Yeah, it's so good to continue. I fucking figured you'd say that.
Yeah. Do you just start New Game Plus?
It's like, oh mate, I hope there's fucking more availability to fucking tools and shit in New Game Plus versus what I had that last time, because that was shit. Do I get an extra branch in story? Do I get an extra path that I didn't get to see before?
Yes. You walk in and say, right, welcome. First step is the random character creator.
It's like, uh-oh. I didn't get a good roll on that one.
They hand you a D10,000 to roll.
That's like, oh mate, what are the good numbers? 10,000. Ah.
And the rest, bad.
Yeah, pretty shit.
Bad.
Any idea what I got last time?
Roll the dice. Oh, I've got 8,996. So you are going to be a sewer rat.
A toilet brush. Oh, mate, no. What did I roll last time out of question? 1.
2.
It's like, It's like, fuck.
Yeah. What? Run. Critical fail. What? I'm a character creation.
So, but, guys, why would you fucking set up the system this way? Because it's funny.
Yeah. We got that Gary guy next. We rigged it all for us when he came up here 3 months ago. He sorted it all out for us. Oh, fuck.
We're working on our latest campaign.
Yeah. You've all got, oh yeah, by the way, you don't have a health situation, you now have a FACO. So off you go.
Shit.
Shit, yeah. Oh, bugger, I'm a peasant. I'm dead.
Good
Why
times.
can't, I'm level 0. Why can't I at least be level 1 and I gain experience?
Actually, that reminded me of a VR chat world I went to the other day. So I've talked about the anime Sword Art Online before, right? Where basically a bunch of people get hold of a new piece of technology, the Nerve Gear, which is like a VR headset. And you put it on, and you basically knock yourself out because it communicates with the brain through microwaves or some magic stuff. Microwave in your brain. Not a good idea, really, right?
I was going to say, that sounds brilliant.
That gives you a bit of an idea as to how funky this shit gets, right? So it intercepts all kind of signals that your brain sends to the rest of your body to do stuff as it would, right? So people get into the game, and all of a sudden the log out button's gone. Excellent. Okay, cool. Can't log out. Right. How do we get out then? Well, the game's creator comes in and says, you don't. You're going to have to beat the game or die. If you die in the game, I'm going to microwave your brain. If someone takes off your headset, I'm going to microwave your brain, which seems really weird because that's going to have to be a really quick-ass fucking nuking. But,
Yeah, that seems a little bit unfair because you can't control people outside doing that.
Exactly. And I was like, surely there's like, what about all the fail safes and that? This guy must have thought some like really crazy shit out because eventually these kids all get moved to the hospital. I was like, What kind of DEF CON fucking war games bullshit's going on where you moved all of these PCs and that and all these gamers to the hospital without turning off their PCs, without disconnecting them from the fucking internet? Like, that's fucking magic. But then we did a bit of looking. Turns out the headset is completely standalone. So that's a quest. Be careful. And he'd programmed a 2-hour kind of get out of jail free card. So you had a bit of time to get from where you were to the hospital. And I'm like, 2 hours? Why don't they just pull it up your fucking head then? It's like, what? Anyways, so the idea being it's a death game. People have to beat the game or they have to live in the game forever, pretty much. Right? Or as long as the hospital can sustain your body.
I'll say, until you starve to death.
And so someone in VR chat has made a world based on Sword Art Online, the world design crad. And you can walk around like a little village. You can buy swords, buy potions. You can even use the little Sword Art finger swipe menu. They've programmed that in so you can manage your inventory and all that kind of stuff. Talk to people in the game and that. And you can go outside and you can kill mobs. It's great, except it's really early and the hitboxes are shit and the enemies do more damage than you do and. Well, you're almost guaranteed to die. If you win, you'll probably earn a fuck ton less money than you're going to spend on healing items. So eventually, you're going to die. But just saying, systems read RAM.
Oh, there you go. I mean, Sword Art Online basically sounds like so basically it's Better Than Life from the book version of Better Than Life from Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
As you read the book, have you ever read the book version of Red Dwarf?
Not in recent history. I've read a lot of random ass shite over the years.
Well, that's
was it Red Dwarf what I've read or?
Yeah, because Better Than Life obviously appears in the TV series, but it's a lot darker in the book.
Right.
And that basically is exactly what you described. People who put it on, it's so good, so perfect, they don't want to come out.
Sure.
And so they end up starving to death.
That's beautiful.
Or wandering around, and if they might have fallen a flight of stairs and.
Sounds great. Sounds better than life. He's gone. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Ram, you had technical difficulties then.
Did I?
Yeah. You froze on the spot. Just as a note, Ram is having technical difficulties. His magic internet cable is a bit the magic's leaking out. Yeah. Kind of like my USB ports are leaking devices.
Yeah, the internet pixies are escaping my magic my cable.
Mm-hmm.
And Trolls don't need to lose many internet pixies, and that's it. So I'm going to quickly talk about the game I'm playing because before my internet crashes.
Good call.
Right, so I bought a game this week. I bought a new game this week. Middlemeister was very impressed. I bought a new game this week.
Wait, new?
As in, got released Tuesday.
I thought you were going to say a new game, as in you got to press new game. Okay,
no,
it's an actual new game.
Yeah, it got released Tuesday.
What the fuck got released Tuesday?
Hotel Renovator.
Oh my god. Okay. I am thinking, yeah, what big AAA games got released on Tuesday? What am I missing?
So,
all right.
Hotel Renovator, you inherit a hotel, and you have to renovate the hotel, and then you can rent the rooms out to people.
Does your uncle come along and break your legs when he wants money or something?
No, your uncle, not your grandfather, sends you a letter and says, I hope you can get this hotel back up to standard. It used to be really good back in my day, but it's all gone to pot. Hope you can get it up to standard and do well with it.
So what you're saying is a Stardew Valley, but...
Yeah, it's in first person. It's very similar to House Flipper in terms of the way it works. It's better in many ways than House. In terms of the interface, it's not better. So in House Flipper, you wanted to paint. So you have a hotel. You as time goes, all the rooms will gradually open up bit by bit. As you, if you play the story mode, I think there's like a sandbox mode where you just do whatever you want. I'm playing the story mode. Yes, it has a story, and you have to do the rooms up bit by bit, so you can like do the floors, the carpet, the walls, and so forth. What makes it better is that it's whereas House Flipper, if you wanted to paint the walls, you'd have to buy a tin of paint. You have to get a brush out, and you pick the paint, then you'd have to sort of like get close to the wall and like paint each second wall bit by bit. What this does is when you basically just bring up the menu for paint, you scroll along to the source section, the paint split into like little palettes first, and then you can press tab to go into like a sub palette, which breaks down further.
Yeah.
And then you can select the color, the exact color you want. And then when you go up against a wall, it basically like a grid appears on the wall you're pointing at, and then you can basically then click with your brush and basically decide which part of the wall you want to be that painted that color.
So you've got a fill option, a fill all option.
No, you haven't got a fill all option. You have to paint each little bit. But unlike House Flipper, where it's very easy to accidentally like go slightly too far and miss the wall you're meant to be painting, catch the one next to it. This, once you're on a facing of a wall, that's all. Once you're like painting, that's all locked in, so you can't like go too far over.
Okay.
Either side. It's like that's that floor. Same with the floor. If you're on a floor in a room, only that floor in the room will be highlighted whilst you're doing it. You have to like stop and then start again to access a different room. So you can't accidentally, as you're painting the floor, whatever, actually go to a different room, paint like two tiles there by accident.
Just want to throw out there, this is sounding better than life. I'm gonna keep on saying that now because
it is better than life because you're paying a fairly young person who owns a property. So,
mate, stop talking this fiction. This is never going to happen.
Look. This is why Animal Crossing was so popular because you could actually pay a mortgage off. This is why this is why these sort of things.
You actually had fun paying your mortgage off.
Yeah.
The fact you could get a mortgage was a thing.
Yeah, but it's really customizable. I mean, there's so many options for like your flooring and so forth. You can like pick wood flooring, tiles, walls. You have like really like fancy patterned wallpapers, for example, and then you can go into subcategories of those. So you can like go, okay, I want this patterned wallpaper, but I'll be able to pick for like 20 different colors of it, different themes, or the furniture you put in. You can go and customize the color of it, so you can like sort of keep a theme around it all and so forth. And all the stuff to be like the first sort of like 3 days after I opened the hotel, a vampire decides to come stay, and he insists that the room he's in has curtains to keep the sun out, and he wants lots of candles, and he wants a shade of black or red for the color scheme.
So no, because just no, health and safety would say no. All those candles are going to set off them fire alarms. No, and you can't have a black or red room, as cool as that would be, because I've painted every single room in the hotel in Microsoft Zune brown.
Well, you probably could have chosen brown if you want. Actually, I have got brown one of the rooms, which it comes up quite nice.
What kind of brown? I mean, I'm shade blind, so it doesn't really matter. Brown's just brown to me. Just off orange.
I've gone for like sort of like slight shit brown.
Oh, cool. Our question, Ram. Which is the actual colour? Orange or brown? Because they're the same. Let's be fair. Just one of them's darker than the other.
I wouldn't call them the same.
No. Trust me. It's the same.
No.
Pick one. Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Orange or brown?
Let me get the spectrum of light up. Let's have a look. Spectrum of lights.
And what he means by that is he's actually just looking at a Pink Floyd album.
Why is Wikipedia not got a decent picture?
Why has Wikipedia not got an entry for brown?
Well, I would say, looking at Wikipedia, orange comes before brown.
Okay, so what we're saying is air hostess. Like air hostess before suntan?
Yeah,
Are we
it's
saying
definitely
fake tan's the real thing?
It's very Donald Trump. Let me put it that way.
Ah. That could cause some problems.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want any rooms in Donald Trump orange.
Oh, I haven't got any rooms in Donald Trump orange. I've got my rooms. My first room I was very pleased with. I've gone for like a very contemporary. It's like a sort of a nice sort of steel grey.
Right,
I've got
right.
one.
Nope. If it's the same fucking gunmetal grey they put on all of the pubs in this bloody town, I want you to burn that room.
The wall has got one wall. I've got a feature wall, which has got wallpaper that looks like a cityscape. I've got sort of like a dark floor for it. I've got like all the bed. I've got sort of like all matching, sort of like quite light wood coloured furniture and beds. I've got like some fancy doors, and it's really quite nice. That hotel room, I really like it.
Is it the same colour as all those pubs in town?
No.
You're gonna have to burn it, Ram.
No, I like my room. I like my room.
There's just something about nearly everything in Lowestoft being painted in that bloody colour. It really fucking irks me these days.
I like my hotel room.
Right, you can have it. Just don't let me see it.
I've got the vampire room as well.
So you actually did a red or a black room?
Yeah, it looks really swanky actually. I'm really
with the fire hazard.
Yeah, the fire hazard. Yeah,
just got to have the full poster bed.
In the end, it didn't matter. I did the room up, and then he asked to go down to he asked me to show him the basement. So I went down to the basement, and I found a big trunk down there, which I opened up and found some stuff in it from my grandfather. And he said, I'm further drunk. He got on the trunk and closed the trunk and said, I'll stay in here.
Oh, well, there you go.
And then after that, so I started sort of like went upstairs. And I started to shortly after that, a famous singer wanted to do a music video in the hotel lobby, and she wanted to film the hotel lobby whilst I was smashing it up with a crowbar. So she basically did a music video in the hotel lobby, and I smashed it all up with a crowbar around her, and she's really digging it. She liked it so much, she threw some TNT in it, which blew the whole hotel lobby up.
I hope it was in gunmetal grey.
No, I've redone. So the hotel lobby, I've redone, and it's a lovely marble effect wall panels. All across the floor, a wall. The wall's like a light grey wood effect, and the ceiling is a steel blue. And I've got like a little seating area bit where I've done like sort of fake brick wallpaper, and sort of like a dark red ceiling, and again same thing. It looks really nice, really swanky.
Okay, Ram, you're swinging very much to very cold colours.
I quite like cold contemporary colours. I do, if I'm honest with you. I quite like them.
Do you?
So,
how many of your guests have gone? Of course, a fucking bit dank in here, eh, son?
Oh, Jeff, we're going to go by 40k colours. Yes.
He just pulls out his fucking Space Marines colour chart.
Yeah. This is old colour chart, I'll have you know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Tau ochre to colour my room and my house.
Just imagine that. What's my Tau army look like? Pulls out one of the models. I think this would make a great room.
You laugh, but I chose ochre coloured walls because I like the colour ochre, and that's what my tower painted like.
Oh, mate.
So, according to Inky, the brown and orange are on the same spectrum of colour.
Yeah, it's just a darker or lighter colour. It's the same thing.
But I think apart from, I think most colours are the same spectrum. Anyway, I think it's only magenta doesn't technically exist.
Mate. Wait, magenta.
This magenta doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist yet. We have it anyway. We just made that shit up.
It doesn't exist. It's from what I understand, it's magenta is your brain basically having to come and figure out a color it can't quite figure out. But the way we see colors, magenta can't exist in the colors that we can physically see. Your brain has to figure something out.
I need to just throw out there before anyone goes completely spare. This is two colorblind geezers talking about colors.
Honestly, I'm not joking. Magenta doesn't exist.
Oh, he's looking it up. He's doing the research.
I'll put a note in the show notes to put a video about this because I've seen the video.
Oh, mate, if it's in a video, it's got to be true.
It's a science video, so there you go. Magenta.
I've also seen videos about the Earth being flat.
There you go. Magenta, because it doesn't have any wavelength, there is no place on the spectrum. The only reason we see it is because our brain doesn't like having green. Magenta's complement between purple and red, so it substitutes in the new thing.
And there you go. You've learned something new. Ram knows how to Google and Wikipedia. Yeah. And I'm a moron that doesn't like gunmetal grey buildings. Or USB ejection sounds. So what else about your hotel, Ram?
Well, I said I've only played a bit because I plan to play a lot more today, but I didn't get around to it. So I've only put a couple of hours into it. I had to evict a chicken.
Is this because the chicken couldn't pay, or just because you've got something against chickens?
I go on the hotel, and shortly after getting hotels on the first floor, a chicken runs out. For some reason, there's a chicken in this hotel.
Yeah,
it runs out.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, so I grab said chicken, and my assistant says to me, "Throw the chicken out the window. That's okay. It'll like the city." I thought, it's not going to like the city. It really isn't. You know, chickens and cities, I mean, for starters, it's going to have to cross the road at some point. They ain't going to go well.
Mm-hmm. Could you imagine, like, everyone's heads exploding? Because they're going to finally find out how the chicken crosses the road.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because it gets hit by the taxi, the car.
Yeah.
The motorcycle.
I've been watching a program once, but it's like following like so these like council people like deal with, like sort of like animals and stuff.
Mm.
And they had to go to they got a call from this person in a flat saying they had a duck in their flat. So I go up to the floor where the person it's in a rough part of this town. I think it's Birmingham, so it's a rough part of the world.
I was going to say, it's a rough part of the town. Birmingham. I was like, yeah, I'm just doing a quick scan. Where's the not rough bit?
Yeah, and they walk into this person's like front room, and there's a chicken walking about, and it's like, oh,
bless them, they tried. I mean, the same kind of thing, right? Wings, face.
Look, you know they say if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, it must be a chicken.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I did feel sorry for them then.
See, that's the problem with the old Birminghamese. The Birmingham people.
Birmingham people. Bless them.
Bless them. I mean, let's be fair, and I can say this. I probably can't, actually. I'll probably get in trouble for saying it, but Birmingham makes the Witness Estate look like Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
So... Yeah. I'm just saying, if you look at the Witness Estate and then pick any part of Birmingham and then go... I'd rather go to the Witness Estate. There's a problem.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, so Victor's a chicken, vampire, star blew up my hotel room. That's all the first couple of hours.
This sounds incredibly exciting for running a hotel.
I've had a great fun, mate. I'm having such great fun.
And though I am annoyed you evicted the chicken.
Well, I didn't really want to evict you, but I didn't have a choice.
But you should have done. You should have said, mate, are you good for it? And if the little guy said, yeah, mate.
But here's the thing. After I evicted the chicken, I started finding golden eggs everywhere.
See what I mean?
I know! I feel such a fucking idiot. I mean, those golden eggs, I mean, they must be hollow because they're only worth $2,000.
Mate. And you evicted that poor bastard? He gonna sue you later.
I didn't know, you know.
You don't know how that chicken identifies.
That's a very good point.
All right.
But I'm going to assume. I'm going to make an assumption.
You shouldn't
of its
assume.
Gender.
Should ask.
Well, I'm going to make an assumption of the chicken. I'm going to make an assumption. God damn, I'm going to make an assumption of the chicken's gender, whether you like it or not. I'm going to assume the chicken that lays eggs is a female.
All right.
I'm sorry if that's offended anybody. But
in fairness, I was the one trying to push the boundaries on that one.
Yeah. The chicken, if eggs come out, it's female. I'm sorry. In the case of chickens.
In the case
Seahorse is a whole different matter.
You know, people go, what about? And you're like, look, stop. Just stop. We're taking the piss.
I am drawing my line on chickens. And that's as far as I'm going with this matter.
Mate, can't believe you just... Poor bastard.
Well, she is now roaming the streets of the city, where she's apparently going to have a wonderful time, according to my assistant.
You've robbed all the babbies.
Well, let's be honest. They're living a golden egg. It wasn't going to end well for them anyway, was it?
No. Wow.
I've seen that film, The Goose That Laid a Golden Egg.
You're going to get sued.
Yeah.
Discrimination, for a start.
Young hotel owner gets sued by chicken.
So.
But yeah, Hotel Renovator. It's
after
so far...
it paid up its bills as well.
Well, at that point, all the guests can fuck off, really, at that point, to be honest, Skazz. You know, in a hotel business, let's face it, hotels now have the function where you can just put your key card in at the front of and not have to speak to receptionists. Hotels are basically saying, look, we don't even want to fucking look at you. Just come in, get the fuck out. We don't want to fucking look at you. We don't want to see your key card and have your name given to us. We just want you out of the fucking hotel.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Starting to sound like a fucking... just go into the room and be done. That's over. It's like cow.
Yeah.
Walk along this path. Cow doesn't come out. Burgers do.
Yeah. You come in, you go to the room, you sleep, you be quiet, don't disturb anybody, you fuck off.
Like, how efficient can they make it?
Yeah. That's... when you think about it. We call that leerage in the business.
I'm going to really enjoy listening back to this podcast because Ram's magic internet cable is just gone again and he's smiling and I'm like, what line did he just cross that no one could hear? This is the thing. I've got the okay internet connection now. I'm the one that's going to get in trouble and it's all your fault.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to take any accountability for my own actions here.
Best way, Skazz.
Someone else's fault.
Yep.
I didn't say it. I mean, I didn't mean to say it. I wasn't even thinking it. It just happened.
Yeah. But there you go. Hotel Renovator. It's been fun what I've played so far of it, and I can't wait to play more of it. And I hope to play more today, but things happened.
How much is it?
20 quid.
That's all right.
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, it's a bit janky, but I expect janky for 20 quid. So
sure. Is it like your standard kind of like, power washer simulator or whatever it is, and House Flipper style interface? If
you like House Flipper, you're going to like the Hotel. So the interface is a lot better in Hotel Simulator. They've really improved it.
Okay.
It's like they're different companies. They're not related in any way, but it feels like someone's just gone. How do we improve this? Let's make it better. This is how we do it and fix it up. It's a lot better, and the fact that you are like in a fixed environment is kind of cool. I believe at some point you were able to actually change the layout of the rooms and stuff. I believe. And you start off there's like 3 floors to your building, 4 actually, because you have the ground and floor 1, 2, and 3, and you can have like you're about to set up like a restaurant up in it as well, and all sorts of stuff. So it's quite cool. It is neat. So I definitely can't wait to play a bit more, and hopefully let's go into more depth once I've played more of it.
I've got plenty of eggs.
Oh yeah, I'm rolling in golden eggs. It's great.
It's got plenty of eggs. It's got a grey room.
Yeah.
Grey room.
Got black and red room.
Yeah, the person who wanted the black and red room was like, you know what? This is shit. I'm going to go lay in this box instead.
I did find
Customer
that a
is
bit
always
annoying.
right.
I did find that a bit annoying. I won't lie. I did find that slightly annoying. After all, the customer speaks to me and says he gives me a list of his requirements. I make a new room just for him, and then he goes and sleeps in a box.
Yeah, that's
Basically,
like
our
most.
customer's a cat.
Yeah. But mate, ain't that most customers? They give you a list of what they want, and then they're like, "No, I don't want it."
Yeah, actually, I have to think about it. I don't want any of that.
And you're like, "Oh, you son of a bitch."
How many hours have I just wasted looking at? I spent.
But
6
you're a
hours
business.
designing
You've got
this
plenty of money. You can afford it.
Fuck off. I spent 6 hours on this perfect kitchen for you. I've been round your house twice to measure things out for you. I invited you in to come for an appointment. You didn't show up, and I've never heard from you since. You've gone ghosted me. You fucking bitch.
Get in the bin.
Sorry, that was a bit of a personal issue there going on there. This is why I don't do kitchen designs anymore, because I get very annoyed and people just ignore me after a while.
Yeah,
Not
or you do
because
all that work, they come in, you have like 2 or 3 appointments, you've measured everything up, you've measured it up, you've measured it up. And then last minute they're like, actually, we want this here. Can we rotate this entire room by however many degrees? And you're like, get fucked.
The annoying one is the annoying ones are, and the ones I feel really bad for is, and it used to happen the opposite way around to us. Is people come in and say, "Oh, I've been to such a place. They've designed me a kitchen like this, but I think you might be able to do it cheaper." And they'll give you the plans the people have done, and you just have to copy them and re-quote them.
Mate.
And part of it's like, well, sales and RTL, but other it's like, this feels so shitty. But then you know that people do it to you. You'll do a plan, they'll go to somebody else and and copy your design. Might be a couple of tweaks here and there, and that's it. That's it.
That's how Microsoft made all their money.
Yeah, but it's just so annoying. Like you do all this work, and it's or people just won't listen. You know. Oh, I really want to have an island. Your kitchen's like 6 feet across. You can't have an island.
But I want one.
You can't.
I want one. Why aren't you listening to me, businessman?
I literally had a customer who wanted it wasn't an island, it was a peninsula they wanted. So an island is in the centre of the kitchen all by itself. Peninsula is where it comes out of a worktop into the centre of the kitchen. They wanted the peninsula. They wanted to have a breakfast bar there and stuff. It's like, great, that's fine. But your kitchen's so thin. I have to make the breakfast bar so so thin so that you can let like 2 people just bounce underneath it with their legs touching each other. Or every time you go past it, you're going to have to shuffle sideways past it because literally you've got 40 centimeters clearance to get past it. And you want a dining table in there.
You better not put on any weight. I had this vision of you. Look, yeah, I've got an idea for you. Here's how you can do it. And you just give them one of them fold-out breakfast trays.
I literally, because I knew it was going to work. And the husband was like, yeah, I see your point. The wife was so that's what she wanted. That is what she wanted. It's like, this is your first home. I get it. You want a new kitchen. That's great. But your kitchen isn't fucking big enough. Sorry. I can also and they wanted me to do stuff that's illegal.
Eh?
Yeah, well, there are legal requirements where you can position like hobs and stuff in a kitchen.
Yeah.
They wanted me to put a hob. So someone in previous people who'd been in this kitchen had put a hob in a place which legally I couldn't put it.
Yeah.
They fitted themselves. You could tell it fitted themselves because you could see the underneath of it. It's just literally they put like a board and just drilled a hob and put it through. And I said to him, I said, I can't put the hob there because that doesn't meet building regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And I would actually be opening myself up to liability if I did.
Yeah.
And they were insisting to go there. So in the end, and I think this is why I put them off, is I put on my plan where the hob was, I put a big annotation on the plan saying, customers advised this does not meet building regulations, has been advised this is not a recommended thing to do by the designer. Customers insist they do it anyway. I put it on the actual plan. I thought, if this goes anywhere, I have covered myself then, because I basically said I basically, as many words possible, said you're fucking stupid, but actually saying you're stupid.
He's such a polite guy.
Yeah. Oh. It's just...
The customer is always right. I want it, so give it to me.
Yeah. And then you get the people who are the opposite of the spectrum. I want a kitchen design. You literally throw something together. What do you think? Oh, yeah, I love that. I order it. Yeah, paid. Oh, off you go then. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy's thinking, is this a game, lol? No, this is my fucking life at one point.
Sorry, Ram just flipped. Like he was thinking about remodeling a part of his hotel in his game, and all of a sudden the Nam flashbacks came back of designing kitchens, and he started rocking backwards and forwards in the corner.
I enjoyed this. I did actually really enjoy doing it. I just didn't like the people.
Yeah, mate, this job would be perfect if it weren't for the customers.
Yeah. I said, why can't the people just say, here's my room, here's my dimensions, whatever you design is going to be fine, and just tell me how much it's going to be and I'll pay it. That's it. That would have solved so much hassles. And the annoying thing is, I was really good at it in terms of, do you know, I didn't have a single, one kitchen had an issue. All the others, not a single issue of any of them. No complaints.
What's the ratio on that though, Ram? Like how many did you design versus that one bad one?
Oh, about 30, 40.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Given that I see some other designers who everything they design has got problems, such as, for example, they didn't bother to measure it. That's a big issue.
Wait, what?
We had a designer who basically would sort of half-arse the measurements.
No, I'm sorry, you can't do that. The dimensions of a room and the shit you're putting in it are quite important.
And just to say, yes, Jimmy, this is a gaming podcast. He used to go to someone's house, right? And he'd measure like a wall, and he'd take a measurement. He'd then come design it, and he'd do the design to the millimeter, right? You know, he's assuming that his measurements are spot on, right? He'd design to the millimeter, right? And get this, if, say, a unit didn't fit, right? It was slightly too big, most people go, like, you don't fit. I best redesign it with a smaller unit. No, because on the old CAD system we had, you could edit the size of the unit in CAD, right? It doesn't change it physically in real life, but you could in CAD change CAD. Actually, this 500mm unit is only 495mm across. So you go into CAD, he'd get CAD to change it so it'd fit on his plan, and then get a surprise when he finds all of a sudden that actual, in reality, 500mm is 500mm.
So what we're saying is that you've booted out a chicken that was paying its way.
Yes.
You didn't bother asking it how it wanted to be because I guess you were just you weren't sick and tired of the vampire by this point.
Vampire appeared yet.
And now we're saying you can't bend reality that way.
No, you can't.
What do you mean you can't bend reality? What do you mean 500 mil is 500 mil?
Only thing that can bend reality is either traveling at high speed, light speed, or big masses of gravity. Now, if somebody wants to install a black hole in their kitchen to solve this issue, fair enough. But they have other issues.
I don't know if they'll let me dick around with an LHC in my kitchen.
Yeah, I mean,
and then what they were using to generate was that the micro black holes, or was that just
create micro black holes? Yes.
Yeah. So if we can make a micro black hole, would that be enough to shave off a few mil?
Potentially, it's like, well, I could use a filler panel here, but we're going to go to the black hole route instead. Have you thought about moving to Geneva?
Well, sometimes. If I can get my kitchen to fit.
Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, if the kitchen fits. So.
Oh, cool.
Sounds fun. That's very fun. Yeah, it was fun. Cool. Right, anything else from you, Skazz?
No, mate. I'm still losing my mind about ding. Mate, if it turns out this board is fucked, I am gonna lose my shit.
I'm sure it'll be fine. So, thank you both for joining us this evening. I've been the Suffolk Ram.
Skazz.
And you can join us on our next podcast on the 20-something of March. On the 25th of March. Which is actually our last podcast before the hour goes on. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! You can also join us on our games night this Wednesday on the 15th at approximately 8:30 GMT. You see my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SuffolkRam.
And twitch.tv/Skazz, SK4ZZI0US.
And we'll see you all then. So thank you much for watching. We'll see you later.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Poor chicken.